This is Gemara Baba Kama Daf Mem Beis. And today's shir has been dedicated, as the whole month of Teves is, as an incredible schos aliyas neshama for Aryeh ben Yaakov. B'siyat Shemaya, the learning of the entire Chabura should bring Aryeh ben Yaakov to a higher place in Gan Eden Shalmaila, a Yid, a Radin Yid, a Chavetz Chaim Diki Yid. Seems he didn't see the Chavetz Chaim, but he learned in the yeshiva by Rav Tali Trop, Siyat Shemaya. The learning of the entire Chabura should bring Aryeh ben Rav Yaakov a higher place in Gan Eden Shel Maila. Now we're holding the bottom of Mem Aleph Amid Beis. We began yesterday the two dots, approximately 13 lines from the bottom, darshaning up the pasuk Ubal Hashar Naki. Now this pasuk Ubal Hashar Naki is going to be the focus of the entirety of today's shir. We're going to have a multiple pshatim in what does this pasuk mean. What is the Torah teaching us when it tells us that the owner of the shar, Ubala shar, is naki? He's clean. He doesn't get any benefit from the shar that gored and killed a person. So the first pshat that we began with yesterday was Rebbe Eliezer, is that you're naki mechatzi koifer. Koifer, which was yesterday's discussion, which is the payment that one has to pay for if his ox kills a person. Says Rebbe Eliezer, but if that ox was a tam, there's no such thing as chatzi koifer. Rabbi Akiva had a kash on that. And Rav Akiva said, of course not. Why of course not? Because a tam only pays megufai for the value of the animal. So therefore the owner could tell him, okay, no problem. Bring me to Bezdin and you'll collect your chatzi kaifer for the value of the animal, which of course would be pointless because there is no value to the animal. Why? Because the animal is going to be put to death. So half of something that is valueless is nothing. Rav Eliezer responded, well, you think that's what I was talking about? Says Rav Eliezer, I'm referring to a case in which there is no chiyamisa on the shar for technical purposes. Either it's al pi yerachad or al pi bailim. Says the Gemara al pi bailim, why? The reason is, if it's al pi bailim, it's maida bikinas. Says the Gemara Kesavar kofra kapara, and that's the reason why there still will be a payment. And again, our chiddush will be that there's no kofra, there's no chatzi kofer. Excuse me. Tanya idach. We pick it up on the first wide line. Amr la Rav Eliezer Akiva. Kachani beinecha. It's another brisa on the aforementioned exchange between Rav Akiva and Rav Eliezer. The Rav Akiva says to Rav Eliezer says to Rav Akiva, Akiva, kachani beinecha shedini bazeh shechayim misa. You thought that I'm talking about a case which the animal is chayim misa? No. Ein dini ella b'miskavin laharigis behema v'harigis adam, or lemitri v'harig Yisrael, or lenefelim v'harig ben kayama. In these three cases, the animal that performs the goring, the act of killing another entity, is not chayiv misa, for the simple reason that it had tried, it intended, had kavana to kill A, it ended up killing B, etc., etc. Therefore, in all those cases, there is no chiyuv misa on the animal, and the chiddush of Rav Eliezer is that there is kaifer from the animal body itself. Says the Gemara, there's kaifer from the animal's body itself, and Ubala Sharnaki, Rav Eliezer is now going to teach us it's going to be naki from chatzi kaifer if the animal was a tam. Now the Gemara, almost parenthetically, 3 lines from the bottom, asks, Hey Amar Le Beresha. Rav Eliezer, Rav Akiva, there were 2 braisas. Which one came first? Rav Kana Mishmei Rav Amar Miskavin. The second brisa, Miskavin Amar Le Beresha. The second brisa he said first. Rav Yumi Mishrei de Rav Amar, Hamis Amalei Reisha, the first brisa. Rav Kana Mishrei de Rav Amar Miskavin Amalei Bereisha, and he gives a mashal etzayod, sheshayla dagim in ayam. The Rav Kana says that what's this analogous to? A mashal etzayod. We have a fisherman sheshayla dagim in ayam who caught fish. And we move over to Membezam and Aleph, Mishkachach Rav. What happens when the fisherman catches a big fish? And again, I do continuously apologize that we're having video lip sync issues. People have complained that it is annoying. I definitely agree it's annoying that the video keeps on lagging, and we are looking for a fix. B'siyata d'shemaya. So again, on the top line, Membezam and Aleph, he found a big fish, Mishkach Rav Ravi, Shakel. He takes it. Zotri, if he finds a small fish, Shakel, he takes it as well. So too, Rav Eliezer already had one teretz, but then he added on another minor teretz. Rav Yumi Mishrei Da'ama, Rav Amar, Hamis Amalei Bereisha, the first brisa, Mashal Etzayod, Sheshayla Dagim in Ayam, Mishkach Zotri, Shakel, the reversed mashal. If you find small fish, he's going to take it. He has nothing else. If afterwards, Mishkach Ravi, then what's he do? Shadi Zotri Vishakel Ravi. Throws away the small fish and he takes the larger one. So to Rav Eliezer, when he found the second brisa, that's when he said another raya, and he sort of discarded, we'll say, the first brisa that he said. That is shot number 1 in Baal Hashar Naki. Tanya Idach, we're 5 lines from the top. Membezam and Aleph, says the Gemara, another brisa, Baal Hashar Naki, Rav Yossi Glili Omer, you know what Naki means? Naki midmei veladais. That there's not going to be any payment for the veladais. What's veladais? We have to be talking about a case where the shar gores or tries to gore a pregnant woman and kills the vladais. In such a scenario, the vlad, the offspring, the owner of the shar will be put from paying. Amr Rebbe Kiva, what do you mean? Hare oimer kinatsu anashim inakvu isha anashim v'lo ishvarim. But the pasuk says clearly that at what point is there payment for the vladas? Kinatsu anashim, clearly indicating when anoshim fight, that's when there's demei vladais. V'lo shvarim, but not when shvarim quote unquote fight, meaning not when shvarim kill the vladais. So why are you telling me there is a p'tur for the? So why do you need the pasuk of Ubal Ashar Naki to teach us? This is pashit. Says the Gemara, Shabar Kam Rav Kiva. Rav Kiva has a good taina. Amar Rav Ula Breid Rav Idi, explaining the Shita Rav Yisrael, why we need the pasuk of Ubal Ashar Naki to teach us this no b'demei v'ladais. It's Rizak. I would have thought Anashim v'lo Shvarim Hadoimim Anashim. Only Shvarim which are comparable to Anashim, which are what? Ma Anashim Muadim, Av Shvarim Muadim. That's what I would have thought. Hatam Mechayiv. But I would have thought if we're dealing with a shar tam, then there would indeed be a payment for the veladas. Because Rachman Abal Shar Naki de Potter. Teretz number 1, how to explain Rav Yossi Glili. Amar Rava comes on Rava, and Rava says, what? Yitziva be'ara v'gira b'shmei shemaya. That's a lashon of that you're living on the ground, and it's a ger, it's an alien up in heaven. What is going on over here? Why would you have a hava amina that there's a less of a chiyuv when it comes to a muad? Muad is always more mechayiv than a tam. Ella amar Rava. You're right, says Rava. Itzrich as follows. Sal kedei dechamina anoshim v'loi shvarim. Hadoimim la'anoshim. Again, the same drasha. I would have thought it's anoshim, and not shvarim that are comparable to people, that what? Ma anashim mu'adim av shvarim mu'adim, kavachimer litamin de petiri. And then, so again, you're right. Once we know that there's a Batur by Muad, certainly there'll be a Batur by Tam. But then, Hadar Kasar Rachmana Bala Sharnaki, the Torah follows that up by teaching us that no, indeed, Bala Shar is going to be Naki in this case to show us Tam Potter. Only in this case in which the animal is, which is a Tam, it's Potter. But Muad Chayiv, that by the Muad there would be a Chayiv. Demei Veladais, says the Shita of Rava. Amrle Abaye becomes like Abaye, and he asks, 1 second. If you're telling me that Baal Sharnak is coming to teach me there's a Chiyuv, even though the words indicate a Patur Baal Sharnaki, but you're now explaining to me that no, really, I would know Kavah Chaimer Muad person to Muad Behema Kavah Chaimer Latam. Now, when the pasuk comes to teach me a patur, the pasuk is coming to teach me. Actually, now the pasuk of Baal Sharnaki is coming to teach me that that's dafka only by a tam, but indeed a muad will have an extra chiyav even over a person of demei veladis. So Amrle Abaye, if this is true, elameyatak abe boishes nami. With regard to boishes, the payment for embarrassment, nami neimahachi. Let's say this as well. That what the pasuk is talking about anashim v'lo shvarim hadayim la'anashim. Ma anashim are muadim av shvarim muadim. And of course, once we have the din by a muad of a shar kal v'chaymer letamin de petiri, because if it's a patur, patam she more potter. And then when here's the clincher. As Abaye, Hadar Kozrach Wana Baal Sharnaki, then the Torah follows this up with Baal Sharnaki, which should teach me that Davka only by the time is a B'tur, Umud will be Chayiv. Asks Abaye to Rava, based on his drasha to come out, that there's also a Chayiv of Baishes for a Shar Mud. Says the Gemara, wait, maybe Eina Chanami, V'chite Machanami, maybe yeah. Yachi, says the Gemara, listni ubala sharnaki. Then what? What should the Brisa have taught? The Brisa should have taught listni ubala sharnaki. Excuse me, I lost my place. If you're gonna say yes, this should apply that there is a chiyuv by the Shar Hamuad. There's a chiyuv by the Shar Hamuad for Baishes. If you're going to tell me that, Ihachi listening Bala Sharnaki, we're basically on our potter mitzvah v'lados me Baishes. Rav Yisrael Glili. The Brisa should have said Ubala Sharnaki, and Rav Yisrael Glili Aimer potter mitzvah v'lados me Baishes. Seemingly, Rav Yisrael Glili does not say that, because if he did, the Brisa should have listed that he's holding that there's going to be a patur from both. Rather, says the Gemara, Ella Abaya V'Rava, so third attempt within Rav Yosef Glili, within the second attempt at what the pasuk of Bala Sharnaki comes to teach us. Ella Amar Abaya V'Rava, Ella Abaya V'Rava, Damri Tevayu, excuse me, Damri Tevayu Anashim. Ein asain bi'isha, anashim ein asain bi'isha, yea anishu. With regard to anashim, men, then there is no death to the woman who they might kill in the process. But yea anshu, there is a punishment monetarily for demei veladais. From here we're going to darshan yesh asain bi'isha lo yea anshu. There's a different type of asain when it comes to the isha. If the woman has a chayiv misa, then lo ye'anshu. They will not punish her by having to pay, but rather she's going to be chayiv misa. V'lo shvarim. But when it comes to shvarim, adaf al gav. This is the way Rav Yosef is going to finally learn the pasuk of Bala Sharnaki. When it comes to shvarim, the avagav the ish also, even the ox is indeed chayim misa, yea anshu, there will be payments there will be a chiyav tashlumim of the owner as well. That's what you'd have thought. Says Rav Yosef clearly on that last detail that what by Shvarim there would be payments by the Bailim, because Rachmana Bal Sharnaki did Patur that no, there's not going to be payments from the Bailim of the Shar for the Demei Veladois. Maskif La Rav Adarava. Ask Rav Adarava 1 second. Atu Ba'asain. Talia Milsa. Does this have anything to do with the asain, with the death that happened? Kavana Talia Milsa. It has simply to do with the kavana. That only if he had kavana to kill the person that he did, that's when there's a chiv tashlumim. So why does the pasuk write this within the terms of asain? So rather, Elo Amar Ravada Barava, lines to the bottom, Anoshim, when it comes to men, Ki Niskavnu Zelo Zeh, Avagav Sheish Asin Biisha Ye'anshu. Ki Niskavnu Le'isha Atzma, Lo Ye'anshu. When it comes to Anoshim, says Ravada Barava, trying to finally explain Rav Yosef Galili, that Ye'anshu. From there, we're going to learn out, if they had intent to kill, then then even if this pregnant woman gets killed, they will have to pay tashlumim. Then lo ye'anshu. And from there, we are medayik v'lo shvarim. This is not the same in the din of shvarim. Da'afilu, why? Because when it comes to shvarim, da'afilu niskavnu li'isha atzma ye'anshu. Kasa rachman, that you would have thought, balashar, naki deptiri, that the lamaisa is the patur for the demei veladais. If they cause this woman to have a miscarriage, that if it was caused by their ox. That is the third way of explaining Rabbi with Ravada Barava. Says the Gemara, "V'chein ki asar of Chagai midoraima, asar v'aisi masnita biyadei kavosei." The Ravada Bar Masna, just like the way Ravada Bar Masna explained the Shita of Rav Yossi HaGalili, and that really is the conclusion of the second way of learning Ubal Ashar Naki. Continues the Gemara on the second last line, moving over to the last line. Tanya Idach, Baal Ashar Naki, a third way of learning what the pasuk means when the shar kills someone. The owner of the shar is Naki. Rav Kiva Omer, Naki midmei Eved. Says Rav Kiva, what's the pasuk referring to? Pasuk referring to if the shar gores and kills an Eved, that the shleishim shekel shel Eved, that when there is a muad that kills an Eved, says Rav Yosef, according to the Brisa, Bala Sharnaki, Rav Kiva explains, there's a p'tur from the shleishim shel Eved. And with that, we move over to Membeis and Midbeis, which the Gemara questions this way of Rabbi Akiva explaining the din of Rabbi Yosef clearly. V'neima Rabbi Akiva asked the Gemara, why doesn't Rabbi Akiva say, V'neima, V'neima Rabbi Akiva l'nafshei, why doesn't Rabbi Akiva say to himself the same kasha regarding Chatzi Kofer that we saw above? He himself would only pay megufai, and we know, as we started off today's daf, which was a spillover of yesterday's daf, that this animal has no value. Why? Because the animal itself is chayiv misa, and the nevela is asur b'hana. So therefore, there's nothing for the owner to play. He could say the same time, bring me to Bezdin, I'll pay you from within this animal, which of course we know is nothing, because the animal has no value. Amar Rav Shmuel bar Rav Yitzchak shekadam ba'ilin v'shachtu. Einach hanam, he could have done that, but what happened over here is the ba'ilim of the shar went and shachted the shar, and therefore the animal was never considered to be gepaskind, that it's chayiv misa, and therefore there's no isra hana on the behema. I would have thought, I would have thought that you pay from the body of the shar. Kamashmalon, that's the Chiddush. Hayulu bar katalu. Chiddush is a sisla ma'isa. The ox is indeed chayiv misa for killing the aved. Afal gav dishachtei. Lo yilishtal minei. Even if you shechted the meat before you receive the stamp of the chayiv misa, still lo yilishtal minei. You cannot pay to the owner of the Eved with that money. Asks the Gemara, Ihachi, if this is true, Rav Eliezer Nami, Kshekodam v'shachto. Why don't we see the same answer for Rav Eliezer before that they went early and they shechted the animal? Achanami, says the Gemara, you're right. We could have said this. V'savar Doma Islay Taima Achrini. And the reason why Rav Eliezer, Rav Akiva didn't answer this because he thought that maybe there was another reason that he had the Adaf Mehai, V'nei Malay, and he would say it to him. Continues the Gemara of Rav Eliezer, Nami Lishni Lei Shekodam V'shachta. Why doesn't Rav Eliezer also say that it's referring to Kodam V'shachta and not referring to, as Rav Eliezer explained, an ox killing not intentionally for this person? Rabbi Amr v'shachta shekadam v'shachtai. Amr lacha hasamu deniskaven l'harigis habehema v'harigis adam d'shar lavar katalu. What are you talking about? Says Rav Eliezer. If the animal had kavanah to kill a behema and killed a person, the shar is not a bar katala. The shar is not chayim misa. I would have thought that the owner of the shar should be chayiv chatzi koifer. Again, that's what we started off trying to figure out the makar for. It's the rechkra limute, and the proposal is needed to say no to amayid it from the payment of chatzi koifer. But over here, where their shar killed b'miskavein intentionally, and therefore it's always chayim misa tabar katalu loitzarich kra. We don't need a pasuk af al gav. The shachta, even though Lamaisi shachted it early, Lamaisa we still would not need a pasuk to teach us the din. Says the Gemara, 1 second, Rav Akiva nami vadei hachi havi. Rav Akiva should say the same thing, that there's no shleishim shekel to pay to the Eved's owner. Why? Because it came from this shar that is asarbana. Elo Amar Ravasi, Hi Milsa Mipi de Gavra Rabba Shmili. I heard this, that was to explain that which Rabbi Akiva is saying for the mouth of a Gavra Rabba. And whom is that? Omani Rav Yesi Rav Chanina. And this was Rav Yesi Rav Chanina. Explains the Gemara, Sagadai de Ramina. Sagadai de Ramina, I would have thought, Hayil va'amar Rav Akiva. I would have thought, just like Rav Akiva said, that it's true. If a shar kills an Eved, the shar is Chayim Isa. But still, it has to teach me that there's a Torah from Shleishim Shal Eved, which is a kasha. Why do we need that? Once we know that you're Chayim Isa, of course you have to pay Tashlumim. The reason is, since Rav Akiva is of the opinion that if a tam damages someone, the owner has to pay full damages as if it was a mud. And has to pay as well to me Eved Ma'aliyah. He has to pay the Eved from the best properties that he has. So you would have thought this would work as well, because Rachmana Baal Hashar Naki, that no, the owner of the shar is absolutely nothing. Says the Gemara, 1 second. Again, this is the third way of learning about Hashar Naki. Omar Le Rav Zeir Ravasi. Rav Zeir comes along and he asks Ravasi, Vatavra Rav Akiva Ligzize. But what's going on over here? Rav Akiva broke his ruling. He learned a different din of Rav Chanina. Titania, as we learned in our Bryce, Rav Akiva, Amar Yachal Yishalim and Aliyah, I would think you could pay him an Aliyah. Tamaloimar, Kimish Razayas Eloi. That for this mishra you should do for them. What do we darshan from here? Megufa mishalei made a mishalei min aliyah. This is the makar. They only pay megufa and you do not pay min aliyah. So we see that clearly Rav Akiva holds that the hezek of a shar tam does pay megufa. So Alam Rava Nubshan Rav Akiva. It's Sachadei Techamina Hoyel Machmiri Be'avedi Yoiser Mi Ben Chayrin. I would have thought, says Rav, in the explanation of Abaye, I would have thought all of Amrach Eved Yosef Chayr more Machmer by an Eved. Shekain v'Chayrin Yafes Sela Noisin Sela. Because if it's a free person, what happens? If he's worth a Sela, you give a Sela. Shloishim, Noisin Shloishim, but ve'Eved, there's no difference. Yafes Sela Noisin Shloishim Mishtalim Nami Timei Eved. Min aliyah. So you're always going to pay min aliyah, kasra. That's what you would have thought. So that's why kasra rachmana, the Torah needed to write Bal Hashar Naki to show us that Lamaisa there is a p'tur from these tashlumim. Tani Kavasi the Rava, we have a brisa that proves this din of Rava. Says the brisa Bal Hashar Naki, that the owner of the shar goes out Naki, literally clean. From here we learn Naki. Rabbi Kiva Omer says Rabbi Kiva Naki midmei eved. He goes out clean from the Timei Eved. Valoidinu. It's not a kava chaymer. Hoil v'chayev eved chayev and chayrim. Masha chayev and chayrim chalakta boy. And if even by ben chayrim we have these differences, bein tam lemud av shechayev eved chalakta boy. Bein tam ubein muad, the same exact chiluk. Void chal v'chaymer. Uma ben chayrin should also call shavyav chalakta bein tam lemud. Even by ben chayrin, when you pay the whole value when it comes to kaifer, and yet there's a chiluk between tanu bein muad. Evet shein anaisel shleivshem. You only pay 30 shekel. You don't pay for the value of the evet. Ain't a din shadich like by bein tam lemud. There should certainly be a difference between tam and muad. But to this, loy machmer be'eved yosef ben chayrin, says the Gemara, why? Sheben chayrin yafasela noisid sela shloishim noisid shloishim, but ve'eved, even if it's yafasela noisid shloishim, and there were, and so we see that at some level we're chayiv by an eved. Yochle chayiv tam lomer bal shar naki midimei eved, and that's what we need the pasuk of naki to teach us in this third shot, that it's naki midimei eved. We'll stop over here. We'll pick it up from the Tanur Rabbanan the next year, B'siyata D'Ishmaya.